Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like an end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, nigga looking man down. Funny how folks turn to friends now. Drive a race car like a Tory now. Car filling up, I need product. Treat the business like a playground, might slide on you. Do a backflip, cause I'm mad rich. I'm the definition of what that is. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like an end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. I'm a warrior, I go back to back, then go back to back. If I top the top, then the double back, and I'm topping that. Yeah, I beat my own records. Yeah, I gotta get money fetish. Same team, I don't set trip. Never dull, this electric. When and put the bricks on my toes. Me and bro, that's the give and go. Stay 100, end zone, end zone. Keep them coming. Hey, y'all. My wrist, no, I'm not dumb like that. I just wanna give my mama 100 racks. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like an end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. What up, y'all? What up, y'all? Ooh, it was a mouthful out there today. It was a mouthful today, you guys. I've listened to quite a bit today. How about you guys? Put a one in the chat if you guys kind of just been bouncing around, listening to quite a bit today. Hi, Taylor. Hi, Harlem. Hill. Hello, Louisa. Hello. Hello, Amber. Oh, I got my phone today, y'all. I know y'all got to do some calling in. Latanya. Hello. Hello. Whoa, cha. Whoa, cha. Whoa, cha. Hey, beautiful and queen. Hello, beautiful and queen is back, you guys. She's back. She's back.
She's back. Give me a second though, cause I got to go and check on the thing. Give me a second. Beautiful and Queen is back, you guys. And I'm just not going to discuss that right now on the channel, right now, because that's not why I'm here. But give me a second. I got to go and look at something. So give me a second. Give me a second. One freaking second. I will be right back. I got to go on another screen for a second. The Kang is here. Yep, the Kang is here. Okay, give me a second. I'll be right back. Right back. Right back, you guys. I'm still here. Just give me a minute. I got to look at something. Uh, just a second. Give me a second, you guys. They done changed this around. I have not been in here in so long. But someone told me that they were blocked, and I don't know why they were blocked. But I will. Let me check. Let me check something just for a second. Okay, there we go. Give me a second. I just gotta get this here. Okay. Checking that list. I gotta find somebody. And I was like, huh? Why? We got a person that was blocked, you guys, that should have not been blocked. We have to understand that. Okay, I got that one off. People are going to have their opinions, but as long as they're not derogatory towards anybody in the chat or myself, it's okay to let some opinions go by. If we find that we made a mistake and blocked somebody, we kind of got to get back in there and take them out because, no, I do not see. Oh, Jesus Christ. I got probably about 500 people over here. One second, you guys. I just, I want to know you guys' thoughts. I do. I'm not taking anybody off from the COVID or anybody that I think is toxic. I'm just not going to do it. If they appear to be toxic to me, nah, I'm done with that, you guys. I am so done with toxic people. I am. I'm done, done, done. I want no affiliation of what I think. Damn, London Dior is on here so many times. Oh my God. Yep. I see that name. That's going to stay blocked because I'm done with that. I'm done with that. Done with that. Just, I should have checked this before I came on. Damn, London Dior is on here so many times. It don't make no sense. Ooh. Okay. I don't see her name on here, so I don't, I guess. I'm going to say that. Okay, now for the record. I am absolutely done with changing moderators in and out. If you choose to stay, you would choose to stay. I love my moderators to stay and hang around. Now I got to get back to you guys. So let me do that. Let me do that. Let me find where you guys are. And we're back. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I'm back. I'm glad to see Beautiful and Queen back in the chat, you guys. Some things has to be reconciled, and that's taken care of. Um, wow. You watched a lot of Auntie, her and Uncle Andy. You did the which one? The auntie that was married to the white old man, and then she went back. Is that the one you watched? So basically, you guys, oh, check it out. We got our new emojis popped in. So those are for, oh, Harlem got hers. I got mine's, Harlem. You see, I got mine's. I have mine's. It's on there. So I guess, Harlem, we reached another threshold. So we graduated. So now we have the binoculars, Harlem, where we can see everything. Everything. So make sure, if you want to, become the member to support the channel over here. I do not have no groups. I do not have a cliques. This is just for members only to just support the channel, you guys. I ain't into the groups and the cliques and all of that stuff. Hi, Miss Brown. Okay, let me get back up on the screen. There's a lot been going on. A whole lot, right? And I don't know about you guys, but I like to go back. I like to go way back sometimes and kind of revisit some things, to refresh your brain, where they came from. Let me fix this thing because I want to get Mr. Kelly up on the screen, you guys, because right now it is a surviving R. Kelly. It is a surviving R.Kelly. There you go, Harlem. I got mine too, girl. I got mine too. I want to post. Let me see if mine will come up. Let me just say hello. So, the emojis, they come up with, there it goes. There's my binoculars. They come up based on the months that you have been supporting the channel so that you guys know. So you're going to see some with different, your perk emojis for supporting the channel by your name. So I'm not quite sure whether it's 2 months or if it's 6 months. It kind of goes like that. And then that'll show you who's been rocking with the channel for a long time or short period of time. And if you are in the green, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Just know that. Okay, so I came on tonight because I know you guys see a lot going on, even the debacle stuff, and I be there because I like laughter, I like laughter. And I know that a lot of that stuff is just irrelevant to what the main focal point is out here, right? So, me, myself, I post a lot of stuff on my community board, okay? Sometimes, most of it is based off of what I hear, just my opinion, some shits and giggles. I ask for you guys to join in, to put your vote in on what you think, on the thing. Hi, Bird. But this is a lot. This is a lot to digest. What we have been looking at now is reaction after the action. And the action that just dropped was the motion that Jennifer Bonjean put in. I'm looking at a lot of people like, with the main question that we like to ask is why? Why are you seeing or hearing particular people now coming out with their various of stories, different stories, more complexity around this man, and I'm asking the same questions that you guys are asking. Why? Why is all of their stories needing to be heard now? And the stories that I've been hearing just these last couple of days, it ignited, in my opinion, from what I saw. You guys might have seen differently, and if so, put it in the chat. I'm talking to you guys today, so I don't have much of, I don't have no whoopity wah wah and all of that stuff. Apparently I have an action that's supposed to be getting taken care of, and I'm just gonna sit and wait on that one. I'm gonna wait on that one. So everything is time and preparations. I'm in a firm believer as to say what you mean what you say. And that's just that with that. So, but the motion dropped. And now everybody has another level of a story to tell. but it's at the level now about what part they played in it, what business they had in it. Okay, and like this is just weird. And then now I'm asking myself, but why is it all of that is important now? Why is it important now? You have the supporters out here and of Mr. Kelly thinking that okay, maybe we're at, getting through the almost end of the hurdle. Okay, we're getting over this major last hump. But to me, it didn't took 2 steps back. It went 2 steps back because everybody now is in this explanatory position. And it's weird as hell. It is weird. You say a lot of people who haven't talked in months. It is so weird, Amber. It is so weird. So I'm thinking, okay, well, was this all another piece of this complexity puzzle where, okay, now Jennifer Bajin has laid down a bigger foundation, which a lot of us is hoping, okay, this is one step closer to him, having an overturned case of an acquittal or a retrial, right? But now everybody has a story to tell. In my opinion, from what I seen out here, and if you saw differently, I saw Sharon Winbush with the ignition. She ignited something, right? So did she go back and look at something and decided, well, you know what? I'm going to bring out this Dr. Rice guy, And I'm not a subliminal guy because I'm just over here speaking my opinions on it. I'm not no way, shape, form, or fashion involved in none of that chaos of what's going on. So, I have to put some names to my story. I can't do Tom, Dick, and Harry. I just can't do that. It will start to sound like green eggs and ham. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird. So she ignited some things and she brought some things out about Dr. Rice. Dr. Rice rebutted back on some things of what he felt needed to be cleaned up on his doings on his behalf about circumventing around Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. He presents to the people that he decided to get involved. He decided, to get involved and bring some people in. Hold on, y'all. I'm like, where's I lost my other sock, y'all. I don't know where it's at, but maybe it's in my shoe or something, but it's missing. It's snowing like crazy, you guys. And he come back and he laid down what his objective was in the stories and why he did it. I guess he wanted to be a part and get some information to it. He expresses very deeply about, he didn't run the trial. He wasn't the attorneys or anything, but he was, in my opinion, hoping that gathering up these different people to come on his show, that, maybe some things that they would say and some things that he would rebuttal on their stories, just maybe that these attorneys, whether if it was for the defense, I don't know, or the prosecution, I don't know, would kind of, hear some of his things and possibly look into the areas that he would be questioning on. He did a lot of Q&A on. So I get that out of him, right? And I'm thinking, well, okay. And also he stated that, well, since he felt that these attorneys did not use what he kind of was targeting on through his Q&As, which he thought would have been important to use, that since they didn't bother to use any of it, well, you know what, okay, I'll put it in a book for the public to try to make sense of it. That's what I got out of Dr. Rice, okay? Now let's fast forward. After Dr. Rice, now you of course you have Sharon comes back and does her rebuttal thing and throws out there this whole Jasmine girl, right? I gotta write my questions down, y'all. I gotta write my questions down. I do. Because there is one question that has not really been answered out here. Where did she come from? Okay? So as I'm listening to Sharon Winbush, and then I jump back to listen to Dr. Rice stories, right? Did you guys notice, or was it just me, that out of those two, nobody really mentioned where she comes from? Just those two. Because I haven't gotten to Shabazz. Listen to him today. Another puzzle of complexity around Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. Because now he has his story about why he came in to talk about and do Q&As with some peoples, let alone ends up into Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's home with one of the alleged accusers, Jane Doe number 5, right? To do filming. Filming seems to be, in my opinion, his only excuse as to why he was there. He also elaborated on that is what he does. So he throws out to the public a bunch of other characters that he had once done interviews and things with. So he laid out his resume, so that you guys can understand what his position is for himself, which is a filmmaker or a production maker or documentary maker, you name it, because he has his show that he calls As Is Entertainment. So he said that after he had done chased down and got into the land with these bigger people out there, what other bigger story was it to do? And that was Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's. Well, he did some phone calls, and phone calls came to him and with the Lifetime and other people, and he took upon the offer to do so. Okay, his story was baffling. Shabazz it was puzzling, because they still left out that one question about how did she get there? How did she get there? You know what I'm saying? He goes into it about, how Jasmine was this, troubling young lady, living in poverty, needed some of this. I found it weird that he thought I'd pay her phone bill. That one there puzzled me. Like, her phone's getting cut off for $800, but I get it. If you want a story from somebody, you have to offer some things to receive some things. So that tells me that there was some negotiation going on with them. She apparently, in my opinion, threw some of her problems on this person through casual conversation, and it came up, and somehow I was $800 phone bill. Goodness gracious. So, okay, that wasn't the first time that I had learned that Shabazz had spent quite a bit of money to apparently retrieve stories from these ladies, because I believe that the story was told through a Latoya X, right, where she said that Shabazz kind of flew her out and put her in a hotel and a whole bunch of stuff, and that was just to get the stories. But there was also some confusion when Latoya X came on and did her lives. Remember, she was upset and she did this and she felt that Shabazz brought her down and there was a bunch of bullshit, and she was being set up. Do you guys remember that one? That was on her Facebook Live, I think it was. And, so there was that confusion there with Shabazz, okay? we found out that she ended up in a interview with R.Kelly, and when I watched that Q&A, a lot of people were saying that, oh my God, that was Angelo in the back. Remember that? And I'm sitting here going, well, why she has her hands in her pockets all the time? I was under the assumption that she might be in there recording the whole thing through her cell phones, and then then she had the questionnaire, Q&A with the police officer, kind of right after her and Latoya X sat down at the table, So you a member now? You go, girl. Thank you. Thank you, Cassandra. We gotta wait for you to turn green. You ain't green. You gotta be green. You gotta be green. So, but okay, if it pops up anyway, thank you. And if you are a member anyway from sitting over here and listening to it and joining in our conversations. I wanted to call this ladies' night too, but Shannon's here. I got something spirit in the pot for us for ladies' night, y'all. You got to be 18 years older to be here on ladies' night Saturday night, and baby, it's gonna be a little get down and dirty, okay? But we gonna have some fun with it. But you gotta be adults, okay? Got to be adults with yourselves coming up in here on Saturday night. So that story came about. Then there was the entanglement with that. We first seen the arguments going on, coming from Latoya. Am I saying her name correctly? Latoya X or something like that. Remember that? And Shabazz did this and then and this shit happened. Remember that rant? So I'm gonna get back to my point though. So we heard that one. That came out. So then now, it's weird because you now had, I believe I was up maybe 2 nights ago, I think it was. I was off Monday night or something. There you go. It's up there. Y'all shout out to Cassandra. Thank you, girl. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. I'm going to get better at this now. I'm going to get better. So you just got to just roll with me. And if I ain't got it better, then you help me get better. Each one teaches one, right? Each one teaches one. So I was sitting in bed. It was Monday night. I took the day off. Queen, you ain't get no notification. I'm sorry. But, and then I saw Dr. Rogers come on, right? She was in her bed, and I guess there was some things said because she had mentioned Casey Daniels' name, so I'm thinking that something was said, and she didn't like the way it was said or whatever, so she had awakened up, I guess, or just chilling in her bed and decided to rebuttal to something about that. Tonight, there's more rebuttal from Dr. Rogers, in case you guys want to see what she had to say after piggybacking off of what has taken place in these last 2 days out here, maybe 3 days, because I'm not sure when Sharon Winbush ignited this fire. Might have been 3 days ago or so. But Jason, you're gonna have to sit tight, bro. We on something else right now. You have to sit tight. So and you're going to have to become a member, because you be having a whole lot of stuff that you be wanting to talk about. You need to become a member and fast. Thank you. I appreciate it, Cassandra. Like I say, you a member anyway, because you be here with us all the time, so that makes you a member too. But she has some things to say, and it's just weird because now that's 3 people. So after I looked around again, there was a 4th person that had something to say. And in case you guys didn't see it, it was Bookham. So now I'm like, how is it that when, and I understand, because let me say this first. I understand why he chooses to rebuttal on things. And as far as I'm concerned right now, you have had Dr. Rogers confirm, okay, that he was there, or whatever, in the camp, doing, whatever it is that he do. So it left us out here completely confused as to if these people, in my opinion, was in there and got to sit down meet Mr. Kelly, have conversations with Mr. Kelly, um, um, express, I, I want to say loyalty, I want to say confidentiality, I want to say trust. I want to put all of those in that basket. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing these people, and I guess what I get lost about is, and this is a question, you guys. After these people disperse from getting around Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, right? Learning about him, learning about his case, somewhat, and probably asking him some questions, and people having their own, probably one-on-one, private conversations with him and everything, right? I don't, I don't, I'm confused. Do you think that Mr. Kelly gave the green light for a lot of people to come out that was there to say, hey, you can go out here and speak on my behalf? Or do you think that after leaving from around Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, that these people should have never came out here to say absolutely nothing? So, as I watched from Sharon Winbush igniting the fire, okay, to Dr. Rice speaking out in his defense, where now he feels as if he is being infiltrated. Let me tell you guys how I feel about the infiltration word. And when there is a need to, and when there's not a need to expunge off of it. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't matter who were like blaming you for anything. If you don't need a defense to put up, you don't bring one. That's just my opinion. It's like, just okay, this woman is accusing and saying that some things went on about this Jasmine chick, which we all know is could possibly be irrelevant in the case. We don't know about Chicago. And as I'm hearing these people rebuttal all of this old stuff back out, while this Chicago case may still be live, active, the case is never over until the fat lady sings. That means that either Mr. Kelly is stuck with staying incarcerated, or he has now come out of incarceration. But with us still seeing that he is still in incarceration, there can still be an investigation. There is nothing out here or in the books or in the records that has said that Chicago is closed, okay? That's just my opinion. Hey, Charles. Hey, Trina, Tina. I see y'all. So it makes it weird as to, after this motion, why now? Why does everybody have to know about all of their parts now? It's crazy. Hello, beauty. It's okay, you late, girl. It's okay. It's okay, you late. Everybody is behaving. Everybody is behaving. Child said that she was blocked. I went in there. If she comes in the chat room, she is not blocked. I do not see her name on the block list at all. What are you guys' thoughts? What are you guys' thoughts? Because We're the innocent people. We're not inside the debacle. We're on the outside with just humble and harmless opinions about things, and oh, this is crazy. But now, after Dr. Rice had spoken, Shabazz has spoken, you have Bookham that now chooses to speak again. It's almost every time someone speaks to try to tell their story. I don't know if it's his job or not to come behind each person to interject himself in it, like where he may fit, where he don't fit, and who was right and what's wrong. I don't I don't understand that. Dr. Rogers verified, well, stated, I should say, that he was there. It was her. It was the sisters. There was some words, I guess, a cross reference with a Will Edie or something like that. Bunch of different names, And then she started using, the names that she of her choice to use. But I'm a little bit different. I am. The names is the names. Hey, what else is it? You answer me this in this chat room. What else is it to hide out here? What is it? Because apparently, I understand that people do it for, their protection, and I'm not finna say something because I don't want to get into any arguments or anything like that, but, and that's their preference. But I just, overall, out of this whole goddamn complexity of this goddamn puzzle, what else is it could it possibly be to hide around this man? So he always comes out, has something to say. There is still levels to why he is not Bookham, a respected person. I keep saying it over and over and over. From what I heard off of Facebook before my channel got struck, from me listening to the phases 1, 2, 3, and 4, and so on and so on and so on. If you were there to be 100% of Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, there should have not been any confusion, any shits and giggle, or finger pointing to to take the horrible look off of you because of your actions, to if you've been around Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. My golden question that I like to ask you guys is, why do you think all of them did it? Because they all, in my opinion, has done it. What I mean by that was started up the complexity out here in YouTube streets. If you were around Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly and he was having these meetings when he could, because people were able to visit him, I can't understand how anything left at the room, or whether you visit him in the courthouse or at his home or any of those things. All of these stories that have been told out here, none of them are from Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's mouth. These are not his stories. These are all of their stories. And it will compromise, it will confuse you, and This is an entanglement. This is the worst Charlotte Web that I have ever seen. Um, the finger pointing, because they all have the different stories. There's a lot of finger pointing. And when a lot of people do finger pointing, in the world that I live in, and the way my mother and my dad would tear our ass up, none of us got excused from an ass whooping. What I mean by that is 10 of us, and something went wrong, and all of us, my mom and my dad left all of us in the house. Nobody go outside. But mom and dad comes home. We still have not been outside. Something got broken in the home. But everybody, all 9 of us, has a different story. And when you tell those different stories, each and every last one of us is trying to save our ass, and somebody is lying. So we would be in the house. So it was that person. It was her. No, ma, it was that person. And somebody in the group actually knows, between all 9 of us, we know who has done it. But at the same time, if we do the finger pointing, we're at that level where, you know what, we ain't trying to tell on each other. We ain't trying to tell on each other. But at the end of the day, we never left that home. But my mom and my dad, they know out of 9 of us, one of y'all is lying. One of you guys are lying. So what did my mom and dad do? Because we would never tell on each other. Hey, Demetra. We just point fingers at each other. Just confused my mother and my dad up. We confused them up. They didn't know who but to wit. They didn't. So you know what they did? Everybody got it. We were all grounded. And you're going to stay grounded until somebody actually tells the truth. And then when that one person comes out to tell the truth, let's just say hypothetically, it's me. I wussed out. I don't want no whooping. I gotta go outside, jump double dutch. I gotta go play. I gotta go to the arcade machine around the corner, right? So I'm telling. Ma. Because I'm gonna get off. It was that one. So now we all had to sit around so that my mom and dad can play judge and jury. She looking at him, he looking at her. So what they do, they finally give in. But if only these stories would match with all of these people that says that they were there with this man at some given point of time, we wouldn't have this problem out here. We wouldn't be on the outside looking in, trying to figure out who's telling the truth and who's lying. So what do? You have, in my opinion, I have to look at it like my mom and my dad. Everybody's got to get grouped up until it narrows down to that one. Who was it? Who came from out of this man's presence to drop all of these different stories? Now, I see Trina's comment, and I'm going to rebuttal on yours because I listened to Dr. Rice very well. I did. I do believe that he just did a humble and harmless Q&A. I think, in my opinion, that somewhere Sharon Winbush might have made up the Jasmine story with pushing him in there because he brought her down there. But that's just my opinion. But there are people that knows why she was down with this man. Shabazz story was a little too far-fetched, and it's because he used the reasoning of doing it as that's his job with the publications and so on and this and he laid down this foundation about Jasmine. He went into her personal detailing life, calling her a troubling child. And when I hear people that select to use the details, they want you to focus more in on that object and not the object at hand, which was him. We saw differently with him. We saw differently with him up in Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's home. We saw differently with him with having these conversations with this Angelo Clary. I don't know if you guys can remember, but I have it, but you need permission to play it. So therefore, I will talk about it. So I'm not going to go searching for people's permission. I just don't want to, okay? The recording. You had the recording now with Dr. Rice and this Azrael and the other guy that had something to do with money. And Dr. Rice picked up on it apparently right away. Got his recording going. You had Azrael on the phone with another party on the phone wherever they live at. Remember, it was a two-party state, so they can record, and them not knowing that Dr. Rice was one party, he can record, so he recorded it. And Dr. Rice, I think at some point in time, realized in that phone call that he was about to get dragged into a money scandal kind of thing. And he didn't fall for it. So he said that, hey, I just wanted your story. I don't know how many of you guys remember that. I can't play it for you guys because I don't have the permission to do so. But it's out there. They didn't want to do that, but Dr. Rice and said, hey, I just want the story for you. But these two people kept talking about money and money. So you can tell in that phone call that they were trying to infiltrate somewhere on Dr. Rice with making it seem as if he was going to be part of, that crooked shit with the money. You know what I'm saying? So, and as you guys know, an episode of that passed by us. It went through us, right? Where it was out here about some people trying to, come up on money. I'm just trying to be careful, you guys. I'm just trying to be careful with extortion of some money, where it had, I think, what was it, the nephew on the phone and the Azrael, and I don't believe that Dr. Rice was the first person that was attempted to be drawn into this extortion of money so that they can take the story back and make it seem as if Dr. Rice, should be put in this indictment, or because he was vocal. He was very vocal out here, right? And in my opinion, I think that's was going to be one way to get Dr. Rice into the indictment, to associate it around Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly's story, Surviving R. Kelly. That's just my opinion. You guys may see it different. I don't know how many of you guys remember that, but it's absolutely out there. So, if I had to give my opinion on just these couple of days right here that just went past, I think Dr. Rice right now probably needs to be just sitting on the back burner for a minute. Not gone, but just on the back burner for a minute. In my opinion, I think that there is more questions to Shabazz. There is a main question to Dr. Rice. There is some more questions too. I heard, what was it, Dr. Rogers speak. I heard Bookham speak. And I've heard Don Russell speak. I've heard, I think I remember a little bit of the Jasmine conversation, but I don't even know who's to say what to trust out of her, because to me, if she's being described as this young lady that was vulnerable, let's use that word, vulnerable, in all areas that we know us women can be vulnerable in. Somewhere through this Facebook group is what we were told where she come from. You guys remember that story? Put a 1 in the chat. That's what I heard out here. She came through a Facebook, got hold to a group. Then you had the other story out here about she was sent down by Angelo Clary. That was the second story that you heard. But the people that is speaking about it just doesn't touch on that. It's irrelevant right now because she's not in the New York case. It's irrelevant right now. But since it's been the topic out here for the last 2-3 days, I just thought that we'll talk about it. That's it, and that's all. Tomorrow, it probably goes away. Just like a lot of things do out here. Exactly, Daz. Exactly. And how do we know that, Daz? Because we followed a whole bunch of stories, including his. Now, I'm asking myself, if Jasmine came through a Facebook club, whatever the shit that they had over there, and she was already in communication, I guess, with the Bookham guy, because he said that he was down in the Trump Tower with her. He laid that whole layout out. He said that I'll bet you your check, I guess your EBT check or your welfare. I don't know. It was a check, her taxes or something, $1,000 that I know Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. So that's that story. Right? So then he says that after, with the Don Russell incident and in the gym, and Don Russell was questioning about, who's this girl, because he, in my opinion, and a lot of other people thought that, well, maybe she looked young, but it come to find out she was of age. She was old enough. She just looked it young. But then it left from there with him, Daz, over to the part where, okay, everybody has dispersed from Chicago. Well, Jasmine ended up over here in this town in Chicago. She was over there and this, and she was stranded. And then Sylvia had to send her some money. A whole bunch of shit with this Jasmine girl. A whole bunch of shit, right? And then they head home, and he tells everybody out here about how he banged her for 16 times. But yet then you're talking about a young lady with coming into the scene with 2 different stories now. Angelo Clary sent her. Or did she come down through on a bus, from what I heard, with the Bookham guy first? Which one was first? I'm just asking, Daz. Which story is first? I don't know the chronological order of it. And of course, when she gets down, you got the story at the gym, though, Daz, where they talk about, you know what? Then you got Cass Jones now coming into the picture, where she's calling, Don Russell and this or that. But everything that went on after that, that was affiliated with Jasmine, the fingers didn't get pointed back to Don Russell steaming from Bookham. The finger got pointed to now Don Russell, and it was Don Russell, and it was Don Russell. I couldn't understand that because they skipped all over the part of where the hell did she come from? How the hell did she get entangled in this shit? But the story had it, those two stories, that she came through a Facebook page, got entangled, and come down on a bus. It was supposed to, she was a fan of R.Kelly. She wanted to meet R.Kelly. Then you have the other story about it was sent in by Angelo Clary. Somebody make it make sense. This shit is bizarre. It's beyond freaking nuts. So, here's what I'm getting at, though, you guys. You say calling all the people in the chat, can y'all please donate to me? What you put your Cash App up, girl? We got you. Drop that Cash App. You say she's getting all the attention. I'm just trying to lay out just my opinion of what has happened in the last 2-3 days. That's all I'm doing. And I just wanted to see what you guys were thinking about it. This just all just dropped on everybody's lap after this motion. And it's just weird, And I'm only bringing her name up because her name was brought up. That's it. You say, and Sylvia taken to her about the address, and where did she come from, Queen? Where did she come from? Because wherever she came from, it created a whole nother episode out here. She had her own episode running out here. Cass Jones had her own episode running out here for weeks, boy. It went on for weeks. But nobody is answering the golden goose question. Where did she come from? Whose story is right? I don't know. I sure in the hell don't know. I don't know. But what I'm getting at is we're talking about individuals, at least 2 of them, and a few more out here. It's that they had time to spend with him. And then you have Dr. Rice, who says that he's never met him, never been there, don't know nothing, don't work for him, don't work for Stephen Greenberg, don't work for nobody. You say wherever you say put her back. It's too late, girl. It's too late. I'm just saying. But none of their stories, none of them literally have similar stories. And I'm sorry. This one has, each and every last one has their own individual perspective. I don't understand that. Again, I have 9 siblings, okay? And my mother and my dad walked in the house, and they $50,000 a vase got broken. All 9, 10 of us got a different story. Something ain't right. My mom and daddy about to tear some ass up in here till somebody goddamn it trick. Because it can't be but really one that's going to know the truth. Allegedly, Cassandra. So you make it make sense that if this is a mentee who had time to spend with Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly, He even said it by his own admission that in '85 he was all the time up in Johnson Creek. But then to come out here to have a story mixed up with humping a female for 16 times. Who drops this type of information if you are in 100% supportive of Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly? Who drops this information? Let's jump to Shabazz. Who drops in the information that he drops, right? Which he didn't state it. He's not for it, but he's not against it. And those are straddlers. And I'm going to say it again about straddlers. Straddlers are people that will come out and compromise, throw complexity in your shit, and have you wired up here, leaving you with loopholes of what to think. Because that's just what straddlers do. And they're all out here on these YouTube streets. And this is why you don't see Pap. I don't do straddlers. And once I see you as a straddler, you got to move around. Move around. You're going to cause confusion. Go. But I don't understand what Shabazz, and listening to this is not just his first podcast. I listen to it. I drop in, listen to him when he drops them. So, says he's not for him, and he's not against him. But when we go back and we look at and listen to Shabazz as he was filming the fight, how are people supposed to believe that you were not against him when it was okay to run the filming from the phone, as he say, where he also included that Azrael was supposed to meet him in one place, but she had to get her hair done or something, so it run late and it was a mix-up, but Azrael is in the house, and then he shoots there. To do that. You are not no straggler. You are not. How? If you are not for him and you're not against him, you don't find an opportunity to gratify self-worth. You move around. Some point in time, and I get it, he's a productioner. He wanted the story. But when we're sitting here looking at pictures where his arm is inside of a box and he's helping with the mask, and you're doing this, and you're if you have to position yourself to be neutral, I'm not for him and I'm not against him, then you don't partake in anything. You leave the recording alone. You don't straggle through this man's house to be digging through his things. You appear to show up on the side of Azrael in the As Is Entertainment documentary that he put out. You didn't try to break up the fight at all. You leaned more towards, as he said, he was sent there as her security. The security lady in the hallway says, well, who are you? And he was, who are you? And I'm standing there like, well, he don't have the keys to this apartment now, do he? I'm just saying. But he stood there. So how do you want people to perceive you if there's been hundreds of people out here that watched that As Is Entertainment? That's a good question, Daz. Right after this motion drop. Why? And I'm puzzled because they all appear to be somewhat, I guess neutral, but, and holding their peace, but it's the actions of the things that is done by a lot of people that sends out the perception that no, you can't possibly be, for Mr. Kelly. And I understand where people want to tell their factual story. But where I sit right here, and because I saw all of this play out for a mighty long time, I'm Team Kells. And nobody's stories out here means absolutely nothing to me until Mr. Kelly tells his story. What I mean by that is, I can't say that I like this person, I'm going to rock with this person, I'm going to rock with this person, I'm going to rock with this person. Not until I hear his story, because I'm too damn afraid that I might rock with the wrong damn person. Y'all feel what I'm saying? So I have to sit neutral over here and just listen to the stories as they play them out. That's true, Latanya. I think we're all aware that she was a grown-ass woman. I know we all aware that she was a grown-ass woman. But she also ended up being a grown-ass woman that helped compromise this story around Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. Again, how did she get there? Who placed her there? Who invited her in? Someone brought her in for her to come out, to have the opportunity now to have a position on the Lifetime docuseries, for her to have a position to tell her stories of some alleged situations that may or may not have went on around some guys. I don't know. This is some crazy shit. This is some crazy shit here. But I can't rock with nobody. I can't sit out here and say, well, you right, or you make sense anymore. I can't do that. I have to hear this man's story. And if I never hear his story, I guess I ain't rocking with nobody. Too many different stories. Nobody out here has the same story. Everybody is pointing a finger, or they have their own dialogue for themselves. For themselves. Crazy, right? That's crazy. Well, I was this, and this was my part, and I was over here, and I said this, and what? What? That's a fact, though, Trina. We've seen that happen repetitively. We've seen that. We've seen that happen repetitively. You say he been thinking of playing chess all this time. But, it made him look like a complete fool, too. And it's a different type of chess games. No. It's different types of moves that you play in chess. You know what I'm saying? You don't play chess to set yourself up for a whole, what is it, your queens and your bishops and all of them to take you down. You're going to always have yourself in a position where you will be the one standing. You don't go and put yourself in a position where the whole board is pointing fingers at you too. No. That story disappeared too, Tracy. That one did too. That, if you want to add that one on, that was the third one too. Was this a female that was taken advantage of? Who knows? Was this a female that thought, well, you know what? You guys want to use me this way or whatever because I need this, and if I'm going to get help with this, and I have one son, and oh, you going to pay for this and pay for this and enjoy the ride. And like she said, she found some fascination in Mr. Kelly when she saw him, you know. Ooh, he said my lips was pretty. She was already sprung when she got into the presence of Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. Already. She just wanted to meet him. And they found somebody that was indulging to go do it. Period. Now, there's another question, though. You know, there's another question. Was all of this stuff okayed? Was all of this stuff okayed by Mr. Kelly? We don't know that answer. We will never know that answer. We will never know that answer. Was all of this stuff okayed by him? Meaning that for the people that had an opportunity to be in his presence, to come out here and do this? Was this okayed by him? Do you guys think that this was okay by him to come out here and have these charades of goddamn games going on? On his clock, on his watch. This compromising game? Oh, we're doing good. That's okay, Tracy. Join right in. You all good. You all good. Absolutely. It's just got to be played out from here. From here and now. Yeah, it's just got to be played out. Mm, 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 mm. I don't lose no sleep, though, y'all. Y'all can bet that. I love going to bed. I have to pick this back up later. Oh, I ain't losing no sleep over this, though. You know. Whew. Let me see what y'all saying. This is unbelievable. Unfreaking believable, you guys. He talking about the takedown of R.Kelly. The takedown. This man got more than a takedown going on in his indictment than he got more takedown going on out here than he do in the damn. Well, it's equivalent. You know, I'm not gonna say it's more than that, but it's equivalent. You know. You know. I think for a lot of people that speak, some of them may know more than what they are bargaining to put out. That make, you know, some of them do. We don't know. We don't know. Hey, Dana. We don't know, y'all. Ooh, I'm over here still with the woo child. You say, look, we ain't doing no, you a lie. We don't do 24 hours over here, honey. Going to bed. I loves my pillows, baby. I loves my pillow. Beauty. Saturday, we have the ladies' night. I got one of the most, I'm not going to say it's hilarious, educational topic, right? We going to have I'm going to bring y'all some, we going to have a blast Saturday night. We going to have a blast. Shannon, you're going to have to be here because it's about men, but it's interesting. It's educational. It's interesting. It's going to require you guys to participate in it. So I'm getting a twist of you guys because once I get, woo, child, let me put one of these in my mouth. I can understand that too, though, Dash, because, you know, at this point, why do we need any more tell-alls out here? You know what I'm saying? Why do you need any more tell-alls? That's crazy. Why? I don't get it. Why did she had to drop that dime as allegedly that, you know, on Dr. Rice like that? Oh, well, I'm open for that, Dane. I told you we got a book of girls. I'm willing. I'm willing. You know, we could put us goddamn Vegas or somewhere a trip out. I think that we need to go and be sitting like on some sand and drinking some pina coladas and literally like laughing and talking about this. It would be such a great chill. I mean, but you know, also watching them goddamn them trunks and the junks down there too. Hey Reba. Mm-mm. It's crazy. It's a distraction by the people who were brought in as distractors by who hips them. They all work for daddy. we don't want we don't want them to go to jail. Mm. Okay. That's what's up then. Let's get it cracking then, Dana. Let's get it cracking, girl. We got June, July, August, September before it get cold. I don't like the cold. Mm-mm. I don't like being out there. Whenever y'all ready, you got my numbers. You gotta do is call. Say, girl, drive over here. Come on, let's do so and so. I'ma come. I will definitely come. For sure. You say, are we erasing me? Who? No, don't do no blocking, you guys. We got good people in here tonight. Don't do no blocking. Don't erase the comments. No, if it is, it must be YouTube. No, let's have it. Let's have the opinions on the floor because that's gonna open up, you know, conversation. So let's do that. I'm just reading y'all comments. It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy, especially when you know we have to keep Chicago mindful. You know what I'm saying? We kind of have to do so. Have to keep it mindful. Crazy shit, man. Crazy, crazy shit. Still got the Queen over there. You know, still ain't touched down, I guess, in Chicago. She's still planning on coming. I don't know if she's there or not. Now she's saying you won't know that she's there, but you gonna know that she's there. I don't understand her there. You know, she's in the UK or I don't know where the hell is she is. Australia. That Queen over there just be dropping, dropping, dropping. She another one that don't go to sleep. That woman don't go to sleep either. She come out with some stuff about what she gonna do to people, and then she got whole darn Bible up on the screen. I'm like, good Lord, people. Good Lord, people. You know, so let's talk about the spiritual fight. Let's talk about this spiritual fight that Mr. Kelly has to go through. Can somebody actually drop me the meaning of that? Please. This spiritual fight. Warfare. Drop me the meaning of that. I've been trying to understand that for going on now 2 years. What spiritual fight? Anybody? Somebody smart in here with the spiritual and the Bible stuff? What is it that they actually want Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly to do with battling this as a spiritual warfare? Somebody? Does this mean that I need to know what it means? I ain't gonna even lie. Let me look this shit up. The hell? Matter of fact, let me go over here, see what I can find. Hold the hell up. I've been confused about this. I'm waiting on y'all. What in the hell? Let's go through this shit. Let me open up another page over here. What? Spiritual warfare. What? What is it? Between him and God? Is that what we're saying? Spiritual warfare meaning. What is a spiritual warfare? The phrase spiritual battle has become almost a catchphrase. Let me put this up on the screen so y'all can see what the hell this means. So everybody can understand this spiritual warfare that Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly is going through, okay? Well, let's understand. Oh, Lordy, come on, reload that. It's freezing over here, y'all. My screen freezing. God must be saying, don't put me in this mess. he done locked the screen down, y'all. I guess that's what it meant by spiritual. He done locked my page up, y'all. God said, don't put me in this mess. You've been doing good thus far by leaving me out of this. He asked. I say, I don't use God where he ain't supposed to be. I don't know what I just don't do it. You know, I just don't do it. But it will not let me load it up. Come on. Yes, it's shut down. Okay, I'm going to get it back. Y'all so quiet. If y'all be this quiet, I'm going to go to bed. I promise y'all. I'm only sitting up waiting to... Okay, so it's the internet. I gotta wait. Freaking snowing like crazy outside. I hate that. Let me give it some time. I'm gonna find out. I don't have no spiritual people in here. Maybe my whole life is froze. Am I frozen, you guys? Am I frozen, mods? Yep, I'm froze. I'm froze, so I can't see none of you guys right now, so I gotta wait. We'll give it a minute.